This is a guy that I've worked with at eBay Inc. for 13 years. He's somebody I trust. I know his family. His 2 daughters are wonderful. His wife, Christy, is absolutely amazing. Truly the better half. Somebody who's jovial. He's a technologist. He's a geek. And he's my friend. James Barrese, the CTO of PayPal. Let's welcome on in.
Thank you, Matthew. I'm super excited to be here today. And as Matthew said, I've been with eBay Inc. for a long time, but this is my first time as CTO of PayPal that I've got the opportunity to share where we're going and what we're doing with this Magento community. And I'm really, really impressed with what you've created and everything that's been going on. And I'm a true believer in the power of platforms. Now, if there's one thing I get through today, it's that I'm committed and PayPal's committed in all of the innovations that you're going to be hearing about, that we're going to be finding ways to get these into the developer community, into the Magento community. And I can imagine you're sitting there saying, okay, great, James, what are you going to, how's this going to help me? What's PayPal going to do for me? And let me start off with the number 123 million. 123 million active users. That's the number of people that we have working with PayPal. They've set up digital wallets. They're actually transacting actively. They are a vibrant part, and our customers are your customers. And what we see when a Magento store is integrated using PayPal and PayPal best practices, we see an 18% improvement in conversion. 18% for those merchant sites that do this. That's phenomenal. And overall, going through the PayPal global financial platform, we're seeing $300,000 in payments every minute. What that means is you do not have a merchant whose volume we can't easily handle. We can handle your biggest customers easily. And we're really, really relevant for them. We're really relevant and in a number of dimensions. And so what I have up here is a concept of the PayPal platform. So we've been investing for years, and we've been drilling in country after country and going in and tapping into their banking networks, their payment networks, different payment systems, currencies, working with regulators and compliance. And we've been doing that. And so being a technology geek, we've all heard of Metcalfes Law, right? Which the power of a network increases with the number of nodes in that network. And so as we go into each country, and we suddenly take that entire base, all of those citizens can suddenly transact both buying and selling to everyone else globally that's in the PayPal network. And it just increases the value for everybody. And right now, over 50% of you have to do and are doing global integrations. That means when you're ready to go international, or let's say you've got to handle cross-border trade, or you're doing digital goods and suddenly you've got people coming at you from all over the world, we're going to be there for you ahead of time. We're going to make it easy. We're going to handle PCI. We're going to handle the compliance, the regulation, the risk, so that you don't have to. And you can focus on what you want to do, which is building awesome, compelling experiences for your merchants and for consumers. And for consumers, PayPal is the most relevant and widely used digital wallet in existence. And the stats show it. So when asked, over 3/4 of customers, when they asked about a digital wallet, they only think of PayPal. They don't just think of PayPal, they only think of PayPal. And I know you hear a lot of information out there in the news, and there's a lot of hype about what's going on in the financial industry, but the reality is we're the ones who are actually being used by customers. With the stat, over 48% of them have used our wallet, and that means they're set up, they're transacting, they're not using the other systems, they're using ours. And if you heard one thing yesterday with John Donahoe's presentation, it's that our company, eBay Inc., PayPal, we are laser focused on the future. And we see mobile as a phenomenal new channel that's driving innovation, that's driving, consumers are adopting it and changing behavior. But I wanted to redefine channel for just a second, what I mean by channel. And so what I'm talking about is the way a customer is accessing a particular merchant, the way they're accessing inventory. So there's the traditional web channel, right? They pull up the PC that's internet connected, they pull up the browser. That's the web channel. They might pick up their mobile device and scroll through and look at information, make a purchase, or they could physically walk into a store and point of sale. Those are all different channels, and that's what I mean. And if you think about what's happening in mobile, it's really interesting to look at the statistics and how things are changing. So today, from the moment that we wake up to the moment that we're going to bed at night, our mobile devices are not more than an arm's reach away from us, all of us. And 96% of us are using our mobile device to research product information before we make a purchase. 80% of us, when we're in a store, we're pulling out that mobile device and we're using it. And by 2017, we're going to see $1 trillion transacted through the mobile channel. It's a phenomenal shift that's happening really fast, and we want you to be part of it. We want the Magento community to be defining and creating and making this happen. And we're seeing the shift super fast in our stats. So if you look at these numbers, just back a few years ago, 2009, we only saw 0.2% of our total payment volume, our TPV, was going through mobile. Last year, it hit 10%. This year, we're expected to see over $20 billion in TPV through PayPal, through mobile. And that's why what we're seeing is it's not just mobile, it's not a shift from online to mobile, it is a multi-channel world. So all of these different things are coming together. People are shopping online, they're shopping with their mobile device, they're walking into stores, and it is a multi-channel world. And we need to create fantastic new customer experiences. In fact, it's an opportunity for us to really innovate. And the innovation is happening really fast. And you know, as a technologist, I've never had more fun. It's never been more exciting to see how fast innovation is going on. So think about the pace of innovation, the pace of how people are adopting it from point of sale, from all these new devices, how retailers are adopting the devices, consumers are adopting the devices. Things like Google Glass are real. They're going to be released. Things that seemed like science fiction a few years ago are real. And just as an example, today we're announcing PayPal and LG Electronics, their next generation TV, it's going to have payments and PayPal integrated in it right when you buy it and open it up. And that's how fast this world is changing. Now, I don't have all of the answers when you look at what we're creating and how we're doing it in terms of how and when all of these things are going to be integrated into Magento. We don't have a defined roadmap, but I can tell you, Matthew, who's my friend and has my cell phone number, he knows where I live, he is constantly asking, okay, how can we get this integrated? When are we going to do this? What's the roadmap? Our teams, we share the same campus. We have lunch together, and we're seeing opportunities to bring this together. And as a believer in platforms and seeing what this community can do, I'm really excited to figure out how do we do more and more of this. And let me share some of what we're going to be doing. So a vision of a few things that we're working on. And I do want to say that we're not just out there doing marketing or hype. We're solving real customer problems. Our idea is let's make the world better for customers. Let's make the world better for merchants with real solutions versus things that are flash in the pan hype things. And a great example of that is the problem of your physical wallet today. I mean, how many of you have been there at the register and you're at the point of sale, you've got a loyalty card, and the cashier says, hey, what's your membership number? And you're like, I don't have it, here's my phone number, can you look it up? We've all done that. So imagine that you didn't have to do that anymore. Imagine that all your digital coupons, maybe you have a gift card for that particular store, you've got your loyalty information, you've got your payment instrument. What if all of that just was in one digital wallet and available, and it didn't matter if you were buying online, it didn't matter if you were doing it through a mobile device or you were physically in the store, all of it just happened through the transaction, it was applied automatically, and you didn't even have to worry about carrying that stuff around with you anymore. That's what we're building. Additionally, another example is I love check-in with PayPal. So what that is the ability for me to pull up my mobile device and physically check into a retailer. So if you can imagine what it might have been like in the 1950s with small merchants, you'd walk in, they know you by name, you do your purchase. That's what we're creating. Now, none of us live that experience, but we're creating that for the future. So I can literally walk into a store, check in, walk up to the front desk, the cashier, with my merchandise and say, I'm James, I'm paying with PayPal, and walk out and never have pulled out my wallet. Another great example of innovation, John shared this with you yesterday, it's order ahead. It's the ability to skip a line and not even have to pull out your wallet and have what you want there waiting for you. Now, I had the opportunity with Jamba Juice to actually experience this. So I was doing a weekend trip with my young daughters, and I had to get out of town really fast. We didn't have a lot of time, but I wanted to get them a Jamba Juice. We're hitting the road, and I was able to pull out my mobile device, order ahead, schedule the time, and we walked into the store, and my daughters were so excited. They were like, hey, there are drinks. I just walked up to I didn't have to wait in the line. I didn't have to wait for them to be made, and they were just there waiting for us. And in and out, within 2 minutes, I got our drinks, and it was one of those wow experiences. And it set a tone for the weekend that was just great. But it was a wow experience. And what I think is really important is all of us have seen the pattern before, right? What is a wow experience? What is a cool new way of doing things? Really quickly becomes an expectation, right? And so these new innovations are going to become expectations. And so that's why I'm super excited to announce today that we're going to be bringing to you the ability for order ahead. And we're going to be releasing this as a Magento platform, as an extension, and you're going to be able to create these kinds of experiences for your merchants. And we think customers are going to love it, we think merchants are going to love it, we think you'll love it. Additionally, we are releasing PayPal in-aisle selling. So that means the experience, Matthew was talking about the Apple iStore experience yesterday, where he was able to, the Apple Store experience, where he's able to walk in and buy it. And I think his dad said he felt like he was stealing something. Matthew, I think maybe there's some family history that that's coming up that you're not telling us about. But anyway, it's that magical experience. We're going to enable you so that your merchants can be walking down in the aisle with their customer, using PayPal here and our APIs, and be able to do a checkout just like that. Just like that. So these things are available. They're going to be available today, both for the Magento Community and Enterprise Editions through Magento Connect. So I'm super excited. And just to look at this is the start. We have a just an amazing platform. It's a global platform. And as we extend it, as we add in new payment vehicles, new financial instruments, new countries, the power of this platform is just going up. And as we extend and reach into new channels, as new technologies come online, we're getting those digital wallet, and we're going to be exposing it through all of these innovative different channels. And what I'm really, really excited with is the ability for us to see what this community does and the innovations that you come up with. I can't be more excited to look at where the world is going and what we can create together for merchants, for customers, and in creating the world of the future. So thank you for your time.